and rolling. Thanks for watching. And I'm finally going to give a final update. The final update is I'm not getting the console. And there's a couple of reasons. I was going to get the console and take a chance on it and trying to get it up. My thought was not necessarily put it up in here. So I got it up and running. So I was going to basically, what I was going to do was set it up downstairs. So basically I was going to temporarily, what I was going to do is temporarily move all my gear that's downstairs and move it upstairs temporarily, and then put the console downstairs just to turn it on and see if I can get it up before I went through the trouble of unhooking all this. Because if it, whatever the case, because if it would already be downstairs, if I couldn't get it running, I can always unload it and get back out of the house. That was the plan. But at the same time, I had some apprehensions because I was thinking the company that owned it had it for a few years, or I don't know how long they had it, but I'm like, how do you have a console like that and never even hooked it up to see if it turns on or powers up or whatever? And then it made me wonder, no wonder they were like, you buy it, no returns, blah, 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 blah. You own it, you buy it. And then I get a text tonight, a follow-up. And I said, no, I'm still looking for movers. Because that's not an easy thing to move, right? That's not one of those things you can easily move, whatever the case. You have to take, some. And then it get to the point where we can ship it, all this stuff, it started curing more costs. I'm like, well, no, I can always find a piano mover, or he recommended a piano mover. I can just contact them to see if I can pay them to move it, whatever the case. And then I guess he got mad. Well, I thought you were going to make. I said, no, I had to work. You don't remember. Evidently don't remember the conversation. I told him I had to go to the bank, but then I also have to work. So I guess he thought I was going to buy it then. And I was me making this video. I was like, I better think about this before I just up and send him Cash App or send him some cash. So, and then I texted him back and said, well, no, I can. He said, at least I got to raise it back to the price I'm going to sell it. I got to change the price back to what I'm going to sell it. I can't reserve it for you. And I'm like, so I said, well, I can bring you cash. I'm off. I can bring you some cash. Or he said he mentioned the deposit. I said, well, I can do a deposit. Are you available? He never responded. So I said, are you available tomorrow? I responded, I text back, are you available tomorrow? He never responded. So I finally sent the last text, said, well, sorry for the inconvenience, thanks again. And that was it. And so I'm not going to get the console. And because my biggest pet peeve is I can't stand when people catch an attitude and they don't respond, period. And, even if you sit there and even if you don't like how the transaction is going or how you think it's going, at least be courteous enough and respectful enough. If someone is responding, you contacted me and damn near 10 o'clock at night. So be courteous enough to respond back and be respectful. If so they didn't do it. So after that, I just deleted the text. I said, okay, I'm not worried about it. I won't worry about doing business with them. And then it made me wonder. It's like, okay, it made me wonder. You try to move something that you're trying to sell something. You can't, the reason why it's so cheap because we never tested. Why would you not test something like that? Or at least, whatever the case. Why would you not? So, and on top of that, because you never tested it or got it to, to boot up or whatever, if I was to buy it and it didn't work, it already said no returns, no refunds. I'm not taking that risk. I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad everyone gave me some sound advice that would be, that would not be worth taking a risk on something that I couldn't guarantee would work, and I couldn't get my money back. So I'm glad it went the way it went. So that's the update. Sometimes a friend of mine says sometimes you have to stop and think and because you get excited about stuff you want. You get excited and not think clearly. I'm glad it's always a reason to be patient and really think. And I'm thinking to myself, because of how everything transpired, I am glad I didn't do it, because I could have been, because it's like I was thinking to myself, this thing's been sitting there for a while. You didn't even try to turn it on to see if it worked. I would at least, and that's like, something tell me it don't work. Or, the power supplies are probably fried or something. And that kind of explains why it was so cheap and why they're so eager to get rid of it. Because they probably know it don't work. And I would have been stuck. Because if it don't work, two things: the power supply don't work or the computer don't work, it's useless anyway. It becomes a 500-pound boat anchor. So I'm just glad. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad it went the way it went. One, to me, that's like a little kid. When someone's texting you and you don't respond back because you don't like the answers or whatever, I'm not responding back. Like a little kid. I'm just gonna, So that's my update. Thanks for watching. I don't have time for kids. I don't care if their person is 35 years old. I don't have time for kids. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.